to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
Do you like lasagna? Like a big, good, meaty lasagna?
I would, I have like a guilty. I love the Stouffers.
Why are they so delicious?
I think it's because they're loaded with sugar.
Oh, are they really?
I think so.
The Stouffer's lasagna?
Yeah.
Really?
I think they're just.
They put it in the sauce or some shit?
I think so. I think it's like the Chef Boyardee, like raviolis. Like
Yeah, those are all right.
Like.
I can't vouch for
like,
those.
I don't like the O's.
Like the SpaghettiOs?
Yes, SpaghettiOs.
No.
Cannot do it. Absolutely not. I'm not a tomato sauce guy. But the processed meat stuffing that's in the raviolis.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like Oreos. I know whatever is in the middle there.
You just can't eat one.
And the sauce, yes. And then like the same thing with like a lasagna. I'm like, hey, well, we can have lasagna. And Venus like, oh, like I'll go get with the big frozen guy.
Yeah.
And eat 90% of it.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to know why it's so good because it would probably be.
Are you saying you know that it has a ton of sugar in it from you've looked or?
I have not looked, but my presumption based off of like how
it's got to have candy in it.
It has to have candy in it. It's probably tons of salt and probably tons of sugar.
Oh, I'm sure it's tons of salt. I wouldn't expect there to be a lot of sugar. Although I know some pizza sauces will use sugar in their sauce.
I think that tomato sauce is probably just short of a tomato jam as far
really?
As sugar.
I think so?
I think it hits all of those neurons because it is all of the bad things.
Now I feel like I have to look it up.
Like look up the recipe for Stouffer's pizza.
Stouffer lasagna.
Yes, lasagna.
And
like it's the meat isn't probably. It's like meat adjacent too. Like
really?
If you
really
that shit that could stay in there, I wouldn't trust that. It was made in a plant, processed from stuff that at one point in time was on a conveyor belt next to meat.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know.
Real simulated sirloin product is probably.
Okay, so it's Stouffer's lasagna with meat sauce. I'm learning now.
Okay.
Learning more.
Yeah.
Let's see. So it has, let's see. Oh, so we wanted to know, well.
One serving. Or is it only list the plate as a whole?
Well, that's a good question. Let's look at the lid.
Oh, surely.
That lid doesn't zoom enough.
Oh.
But it does say here, but it doesn't say what this is saying for half of a package.
Half of a package.
Half of a frozen package Stouffer's lasagna, 4 by 4 times 96 ounces tray. So that's a lot. So it only has 9 grams of sugar for half the package. Which is not that much, actually.
Must be all them sweet tomatoes.
Sodium is 760 milligrams for half the package.
Yeah, there you go.
There's no way I could eat half the package. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a serving size.
I could easily.
Well, I'm sure I could, but I don't think I ever would. Or, you know what I mean? I don't know. But it does list the ingredients here.
You okay?
The number one ingredient is blanched macaroni product.
Okay. So there's your nudes.
And then the second ingredient is tomato puree.
Okay.
And then water.
Yeah.
Ricotta cheese.
Okay.
I mean, they're pretty legit on the stuff. Tomatoes. And there's a bunch of diced tomatoes.
How do they describe the meat?
I'm trying to find it.
I'm waiting for the money shot here.
It's got
simulated bovine byproduct.
Parmesan and Asiago cheese blend. Parmesan, blah, blah, blah. Potassium. Where's the meat?
Yeah, we got fake shit before we got meat.
Seasoning. Oh, here we go. It does say beef flavor. Where's the meat, though?
It's fake. Oh, no.
I don't think it is. Wait, did I miss it? Oh, here it is. No, cooked beef. Okay, so macaroni, tomato puree, water, low-fat ricotta cheese, pasteurized milk, pasteurized cream, vinegar, carrageenan.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry. This is a sub thing.
Okay.
And then cooked beef.
Cooked beef.
Yeah, so it's just ground beef.
Some beef.
And then low moisture part skim mozzarella cheese. So, I mean, they're pretty up and up. Tomatoes. I mean, they do have some supporting mods on some of those ingredients. Those are the main called in ingredients. But, like let's just get down to it. The ricotta cheese has got pasteurized whey, pasteurized milk, pasteurized cream, vinegar, carrageenan, which I don't know what that is.
They're preservative.
Xanthan gum.
Yeah.
And it just says cooked beef. There's no parentheses with extra stuff in it.
Okay.
But down in the sub stuff, in the low-hanging fruit down in the bottom, it does say beef flavor, which is salt, seasoning, including hydrolyzed beef protein. But they do say they just cook beef in there. I mean, you're laughing.
Hydrolyzed
I don't know what
beef protein.
I don't know what that means.
That's like
liquefied beef protein?
Reconstituted beef jerky filaments.
I don't know. There's tapioca, dextrin in there. There's a bunch of stuff. I mean, I think it's kind of crazy here in the U.S. how much preservatives food has in it.
Oh, yeah.
I get the impression that European countries don't have nearly as much added garbage that we have in our foods.
I don't think it's allowed. Yeah.
Yeah. So why? Why do we have all this extra stuff in our food?
Because freedom, man.
Because freedom, man. It seems like it'd be cheaper to not have those things. If you know what I mean? If you didn't have to, if you just cooked with real ingredients, you wouldn't have to have maltodextrin and citrus acid.
Yeah, but then it probably wouldn't have a shelf life.
I know, but it's a frozen product anyway.
Right, but all the other shit like cookies.
What is the very last ingredient, which I find interesting, is just flavors.
Oh shit!
You're gonna eat a half a tray of flavors.
The good shit.
I don't know what that means. Flavors of what? The cream of some young guy? Yeah. I don't know.
Does it taste good? That's the flavors. Shit.
That's hilarious. Just flavors. We don't, non-specific. They change weekly depending on the market value.
Hey, welcome to Sad Dad's Club fucking podcast with just hostings. Fucking
jeez.
Okay.
Yeah, we just got flavors. Where do I buy that at?
Is that just flavors?
I just want to know, when my grandmother was making lasagna when I was a kid, did she just add flavors?
What's in that? What's
good
in the
home
bottle?
Recipe.
Get the fuck out of here. Flavors.
I'm adding flavors. Is that just unwashed hands?
Yeah. Shit.
Joey was working on his truck last night. That's some extra flavors.
That's why the recipes from all those way back whens were so simplified, is because fucking half the time we didn't even, it was just flavors.
Yeah, you know when you chew on a piece of dirt and you're like, wow, that was crunchy, and it shouldn't have been. Flavors.
Yeah. Whatever.
It just, how did it make it in there? Well, I don't know. Grandma was
the comment. I keep looking at your
planting bulbs.
This ain't your mama's sandwich shop.
Oh yeah, it's Ike's.
I keep looking at the mamas.
Yeah.
And it's the other night we were walking Jack. Venus and I were walking Jack's, and I had it's like a sports jersey, but it's Deadpool is on it. And we were walking across the street, and a group of 3 kids like were riding up on bikes and like gonna intersect us. And I could hear them from afar, like, "Oh, doggy, doggy!" So we're like holding Jack's back as they like start like Goonies riding past us, and "Oh, I like your dog," and they get like perpendicular to us, and then one of them, "I like your jersey, or I like your shirt," and I went, "Oh, well, thank you," and they like get past us by like 20 feet, and I look at Venus and I go, "Fuck, I missed the top 10. Your mom likes it too," and she went, "Jason." And I went, "What?" She went, "They were nice kids." And I went, "Yeah, I know, but
Given the context.
their mom likes it too." And she's like, "Plus, I'm right here." And I went, "Well, that's no."
When it's a joke, it doesn't matter.
That's your mom.
It's
a mom joke.
Yeah.
I'm untrainable.
When you're going for laughs, though,
right,
it's almost like all bets are off.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you're married or not. You can make those jokes for the chuckle.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the impression I get from all of the stand-up comedy I watch.
This ain't your mama's. I'm like always thinking of like mom jokes.
So this is a place called Ike's, and I don't know where they started, but Shan first heard about this place, and they have a This is a couple years ago. They have a location in Davis, and they have a lot of vegetarian and vegan options there.
Okay.
For a sandwich shop, it's kind of unusual because normally they just have 1 or 2 things. And so Shan had seen, I don't know, on TikTok or somewhere, this place called Ike's. So we drove to Davis one day and had lunch with her and Melanie.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they've got all kinds of options. So for them, it's like kids in candy store.
Right.
Because they have choices which they don't normally get. But their food's really good. Okay. And they just opened this one over by Olive Garden by the Galleria.
Oh, really?
And it's very good.
In the Olive Garden side of the road?
Yeah, in that little area, like right out in front of, what is that?
There used to be like a Sharper Image or some shit over there, wasn't there? And yeah.
I don't know. There's like a Stanton Optical or something there.
Umai hot dog.
Yeah, right in there.
Is that still there?
No.
The hot, yeah.
No.
They went the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
They had really good fries.
Yeah. There was another place that was in there that I'm not sure it's open. Some falafel place that was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, but I think it's gone now.
Yeah.
But Ike's is pretty tasty. They got really good sandwiches. Lots of stuff on the menu. There's like every combination of things, and they got Metasaurus stuff and vegetarian stuff and vegan stuff. But good stuff.
Really?
Yeah, you should check it out.
We just the girls, the twins, Brent and Kim's girls, they just had their on Monday 11th birthday, and they invited us over to it's sushi. It's right over here. It used to be the Diamond Bar and Grill.
Diamond Plate Bar and Grill.
I don't know what the name of the grocery store is over there, but it's in the Dunkin's. Yes, Save-Mart.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't been there, but they've been there a number of times. They have like a all-you-can-eat for a price kind of thing.
Okay.
And there's a 90-minute window. It was the first time I've run across someone that actually put a window of your
window of time. Yeah.
It's $39.95.
Yeah.
But inside there, if you can eat it, then it is what it is. They had like a tier B that had like some rolls that included like lobster that didn't come with the $39. Anyway, for us, we hadn't been there. I'll fully admit I'm like a sushi prude, so I really only go to Mikuni's because when you're dealing with fresh fish, particularly sushi, like there's like
a gamble.
There's a trust thing there, and for me, I just don't go outside the lines. For me, that's like I know I've always been served well by the fish at Mikuni's. Like I've never had a problem. Plus, their rolls and their presentation is always like top notch. I just enjoy the atmosphere. So I'm like, oh, okay, we'll go. All right.
Did you go to Togo's and bring sandwiches?
Yeah, right. I'm like, And plus, when you're like on its face and you're like, this isn't all you can eat. You're like, well, how how are they pulling this off to a thing that makes profit? And you're like, well, you think you're getting albacore and you're getting like.
Well, at that
halibut
price, though, I mean, typically when I go to a sushi restaurant, I don't get more than a roll and maybe an appetizer, which means I would spend under $20. So
okay, so yeah, that does not happen with my family.
Oh, okay.
Like I'll usually get 2 rolls and sometimes like the edamame, and the rolls a lot of times are $15 a pop.
Yeah.
So price wise, I hadn't really broken it down until just now. Price wise, I'm probably shooting almost $35-$40 for just me.
Yeah.
And the last couple of years, particularly as the kids have gotten older and have consumed more, the kids will actually outprice me. And so now I'm like, well, I'll skip a roll and I'll get edamame, kind of a thing. So I've walked back what I can eat as a capacity because the kids are Xander specifically. Xander hits $40 without blinking an eye.
You're like, there goes my wallet, pal.
Well, yeah, I'll get edamame and some.
Can I have water?
And steamed rice. Fantastic. I love it. So I'm like, all right, well, we go. The wait was a little bit long, and I think I want to say that it's our second location, and they are offshoots of chefs that at one point in time did work at Mikuni. I think you'd probably be hard-pressed to find a sushi place in the area that didn't have someone that came from Mikuni. They're like so big as far as the amount of locations and their presence in the area. The wait was a little bit long, but that allowed us to like pre-stage for the menu. We're like, okay, when we sit down at 90 minutes, okay, well, fucking announce a competition. All right, fucking here we go. So Venus, myself, and Xander, we've got our list.
I mean, this works out great for you because now you don't have to back out on rolls. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And it was right.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, okay. And they tell you the price because if you
want to get stuff to go or something.
Right. If you go over the 90 minutes or you leave stuff on the table, and you want to take it, it becomes $10 a box. So if you want to take your leftovers because you overrolled, it's $10 per container.
Oh, you better eat it, motherfucker.
Right. So the waitress comes up, very nice. I think she was a former Wood Creek High School student. We start rattling off like bip-bink, 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 and then she'll have dink to dink to dink, and she gets to Xander, and Xander's got like and she kind of just, okay, so just so you know, if you don't actually finish it, you then have to pay for the takeout. And all of us, Xander, Venus, and I are like, yeah, we got you. We'll eat it. I assure you, we'll eat it. And then the girls and
it's band versus food now.
Oh yeah, girls and Brett went. Xander, Venus, and I. We probably could have got one more roll, but we all up, all down, cleaned it, nailed it. Like perfect amount of portions. Maybe one more roll would have been good. Brett and Kim overbought, but leftovers.
Yeah.
And everyone knew the sideways. It was really good. They were actually very fast. You would think, given another roll, okay, trying to get everything to settle so that they're making their money.
Or bump you up against the 90-minute mark.
Right. But that was not the case. Everything was very fast. Some of the rolls were different than what I've gotten at Mikuni's. They were all really good.
Yeah.
They spicy garlic edamame was fantastic. I thought it was really good. I had a couple rolls that weren't like at Mikuni's. Decent in size. Very good. The sashimi, Xander got red tuna sashimi. Fantastic. Pretty sure Venus had no problems with her rolls. I would recommend it if you're looking to do like an all-you-can-eat thing, and you find that perhaps $40 at McCooney's is you leaving hungry. This place was awesome, was fine. And then we got like a little, a single scoop of ice cream at the tail end was included in your $40.
Nice.
Like
Spaghetti Factory.
Right. That brought up an interesting thing. So they had green tea ice cream, vanilla ice cream, lychee ice cream.
And spumoni.
No. Yeah, the sushi place. And then one more. It was another like Pan-Asian fruit. I can't remember what it was. But the funny ha-ha here was that my brother said he wasn't going to, what was it? It was like a lemon. It wasn't lemon specifically, but it was like a lemon-adjacent Asian fruit. Whatever. My brother pointed out that he wouldn't get the lychee because it tastes like soap to him.
Oh, it's like cilantro for people,
right?
Yeah.
Do you have that kind of thing with a lychee fruit?
No.
Okay, so I ordered green tea because I like green tea. I think Venus did too. Xander got a vanilla. Whatever that third citrus fruit was, my brother got it, but he ended up getting the lychee. And so he like scooped it and like tasted it, and Venus and I are like, that's weird. Like, seriously? And he's like, yeah, it tastes like soap. So he like scoops it, tastes it, and he's like, nope, I can't. I'm like, I can't tell you if I know what that is, but that's weird that you have that problem because, wow, you're fucking broken or something. And then Kim tastes a little bit. I'm like, well, now I gotta see. And Kim's like, no, it just tastes very sweet. And I went, okay, all right. Took a scoop of this thing, Dawn soap.
Really?
I shit you not, this thing tasted like Dawn soap. And I went, oh, I cannot do that.
You're now broken.
Now I'm like, oh, my brother's like, see, I'm not shitting you. Yeah. And I went, how weird is it? And I'm like, okay, maybe I took a drink of water, cleaned it off, took another scoop. Like maybe, when you eat something like a Tabasco and then you try and chase it with something, or like a toothpaste and orange juice kind of thing. I'm like, maybe I fucked up my taste buds. Cleaned everything off. No, absolutely not. I'm like, and as an adolescent who had his mouth rinsed out with soap for cussing, this was 100% Dawn soap for me.
Wow.
Unequivocal. Venus tasted it. No, it's Xander tasted it, and he's like, no, it's very sweet. And I went, well, fuck you. Congratulations, you didn't get my genes. And we handed it back, and it was so bizarre. But yeah, Venus, I think, does cilantro, and she gets soap.
Yeah, Shan doesn't like cilantro.
Really?
Yeah. It's weird because we eat a lot of Mexican food, and if there's a bunch of cilantro on stuff, she gets turned off by it.
Really?
And I'm like, give it to me. I love the cilantro.
Yeah, I have yeah.
Yeah. So
it's very bold.
Yeah.
But I don't get.
No, some people say the same thing, that it tastes like soap.
How weird is that?
And Shanna's one of those people. And we're like, okay, weirdo, you're broken.
Wow, you got problems. Oh, lychee. Run that one down at some point.
I have to try that.
And what that reminded me of, once I tasted it, and then I realized perhaps I'm broken elsewhere, was the other day I did a Thomas for the Bang Energy whole lot of pina colada.
Okay.
And it smelled like coconut.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. But the face that I made when I tasted it, it tasted like vomit. It tasted like bile. Like
what?
Like, yes, like a simulated coconut. Like
that's so gross.
What did I say? It tastes like, it feels like a gremlin puked in my mouth. It tasted like bile, but smelt like coconut.
Did anyone else here try it? Or did you chuck it like immediately?
In the hateful fashion, I actually finished it.
And then threw it up?
Yeah.
Just to prove a
but
point?
just kind of like plug my nose and just like, I mean, at $2.50 a can, I'm gonna hate
You'll hate drink it.
I'm gonna hate drink
just to spite them now?
Yeah.
I fucking spent money on this.
Maybe it was because I aerated it in the sip as I cracked it open or something. But no, it was like, why does that taste like bile?
Have you ever had just coconut water?
Yes.
Do you like? Do you get a similar flavor from that?
No, that's fine. My problem with coconut water is it runs right through me.
Oh,
like it.
It's on a 5K.
Yeah, it cleans me. Yeah, yeah. It's not a drink one and run to Sun City kind of thing because I'll be paying for it.
Now I don't mind. I wouldn't go out of my way to drink coconut water. What's weird to me about coconut water is you can have a can in your hand that's cold. The liquid is cold, but when you drink it, it's warm. It has a warm mouthfeel. It's weird to me.
Oh, I don't know if I've paid attention.
Does that
No.
That doesn't happen to you? It
No.
really trips me out. It's like the liquid is cold, but the actual feel of the coconut water is like warm.
Really?
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah, I tried.
It's not refreshing.
There are a couple. Like as I tried it, like when I'm at the front end of the year, like when I walked away from a lot of the energy drink stuff. I'm like, I'll try different methods of hydration. Like I try to steer away from like Powerade and Gatorade, water. Or like the noons and stuff like the tablets.
Butt chugging.
Just, right into the anus. Hashtag not a sponsor. Anyway.
Rectamade.
Yeah, Rectade. Rectal fuel. You go to the juice aisle has like made with coconut water. Like I tried a couple of those, or coconut water, and man, straight through me.
Wow. So is it give you the
mud butt? Yes.
What does my brother-in-law call it? The green apple quick step? Does it give you that? It gives you that?
Yeah. Like it.
Oh, that's bizarre.
Like rumbly tumbly.
Oh.
In an hour and a half.
So you now know though, if you got like something, your tummy's upset.
Oh yeah,
you get some coconut water and you're just going to clean yourself out.
Colon cleanse.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh well, okay, that's a thing. Sure, fine. I'll steer away from that from now on.
Yeah.
They just came out. It's like a couple content creators make this new energy hydration drink, Prime Energy or something like that. They have like a hydration thing, and then they have like an energy drink. I think they're like one-off or spin on their hydration thing is that it's made with coconut water, not just water and whatever electrolytes. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, but I wasn't really paying attention to the.
Not enough attention.
I pound like, oh yeah, I'd go to the gym, come back, pound one of these Prime hydration things. I'm like, I'm just contributing to guys who do content. Holy shit. Well, I'm going to sit down here.
It's an ass-grabbing runner.
Look for some part of... Wow, what the... Oh, shit.
Something is amiss.
Oh, things... What did I have? Was it the... Did I eat too many pickles? Like, what happened? And then the next day, I'm like, well, I tried those Bubby's spicy pickles, so maybe it was that. And then I go to the gym, have the other Prime thing because it was like 2 for $5 or something. Go back to the office, sit down, like, that was a good work.
I'm allergic to workouts.
Holy shit, yeah. Well, it's that drive.
Yeah.
It's getting in a car. Getting in the car gives me the mud butt.
It must be HVAC or something. I don't know.
Did we change our filters?
So then you read the can, I assume?
Yeah.
Went,
oh, coconut water. Oh, well,
there we
fuck
go.
You guys. This is terrible.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Coconut water, no bueno.
Yeah, I don't think I have that. Definitely. I just don't like the way it feels in my it's just a weird sensation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think for science, you should check that and see if you get that sensation. I'll bring over a roll of toilet paper for you.
I do, yeah. Have one of these, and here's your toilet paper to compensate.
Maybe they should just package the cans in the center of a roll of toilet paper.
Now, yeah, I do wonder, like coconut milk versus coconut water. I don't know.
Aren't they the same thing?
No, they're not.
So coconuts have nipples, and then they milk them?
I believe coconut milk is the extraction of the coconut meat.
Oh, okay.
Versus coconut water, which is the water that's retained inside the nut itself.
So they're squeezing the coconut meat to get the milk.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. We're out here learning today. If you squeeze the nuts, you get milk.
Uh-huh.
But if you just let it drain out, that's the water.
Right.
Shit.
Wow. Sorry, Tony.
Bye, my Mormon friends. It's good because we're about to talk about bagpiping. So, anyway.
Oh, geez.
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, wow, I wasn't aware of that. I shared this with you earlier. We're learning stuff this week. I learned, and I told you this earlier, I had to have my windshield replaced on my car because what can go wrong will go wrong.
Right.
And they were there yesterday. And so one of the questions whenever I was getting my quotes for glass replacement was, does it have all these features? Does it have, like heads-up display? Does it have rain-sensing wipers and all these different stuff? I'm like, no, it doesn't have any of that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And so as it turns out, the lowest glass you can get is the glass that has the rain-sensing wiper allowance.
Okay.
So I was talking to the guy about it, and I was like, I'm curious. I assume you know because you replace glass, and you probably have to recalibrate all this shit every time you do it. Mm-hmm. How does those rain-sensing wipers work? I just figured it was like a laser scan on the glass or something that it detected water. Mm-hmm. And he said, it's just like a vibration sensor that attaches to the glass, and then when it feels the rain hit the glass, it feels that vibration and then it knows to turn the wipers on.
I'll admit, I thought it would be something like a hydrometer somewhere, like a
like a rain gauge,
something that could gauge like almost like a climate station, like it'll sense barometer and a precipitation or a humidity sensor, and like when all of those things like checked a box, it would then kick on the water.
I think you would have a lot of false positives.
You probably would if someone's like jizzing in the car in front of you and tossing it.
Well, no, I mean, you're going to have a situation where you're going to have barometric pressure and
or if you were in the south, and it was stupid humidity, your wipers kick on. But
I thought maybe they were just checking for the sweat in my crack or something.
The rain vibration sensor does make sense.
But I thought that was fascinating.
I never thought about it that way.
I never did. I never knew. So I learned something new yesterday.
Although I also hadn't thought about like when I think windshield repair, I think like Yukio. Like I think the MX-5. There's a review mirror here, but they're not all attached to and then I think, oh boy, I hadn't like the Explorer. It's radar and like cruise control and proximity sensor and all that shit is like this unit,
like a module
that's
attached to the glass.
Wow, yeah, fuck yeah, I bet that complicates all kinds of shit as they start stuffing sensors and
that's what
reading tech.
He was saying that a lot of the stuff has to be recalibrated when the glass gets put on. So if it has an outward facing sensor, mm-hmm. it has to be calibrated for its position, I assume. Mm-hmm. And so that adds labor time to repair.
Yeah.
Depending on what my car just happens to be the cheapest Cadillac. I mean, not the actual cheapest.
It's just got glass, bro.
Yeah. So, my car doesn't have any of that stuff. So, for him, it was easy. Just an easy repair because he didn't have to do any of that stuff. So, I thought that was fascinating.
I bet that's... I'm trying to think. We replaced glass I think in the Durango, but it was like a plane. It was just a windshield.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. They came from a job prior to mine, which he was there telling me was a big rig job at some race company that's down near the dirt bike track down there off Riverside.
Yeah. All American Speedway.
Somewhere down there, there's a company that does race car stuff.
Okay.
And but their hauler for the cars is a big rig, and they had to replace the glass, and it's the kind that has like the split window, so the flat glass on both sides.
Yeah.
But it's not held in with glue; it's held in with a gasket, which just caused them all kinds of grief, apparently.
Yeah.
So they struggled with that, which I didn't really even think about. Like most cars nowadays
use that
use that glue. Mine doesn't even have
black
rubber
sealant.
Mine doesn't even have like a gasket around the outside.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's literally got a borderless, gasketless glass.
Mine's got like a fascia thing, but I think it's also just the goop.
The goop.
The black adhesive.
So you don't have it doesn't have a gasket. It just has a pooling of goo.
A bead of adhesive.
Well, on my car, it's like they go around the outs, like where the glass has been cleaned, where it's been cleaned off. So the glass has been removed, and it has an edge that sits under the glass, and then they just bead that with stuff and then set the glass on it. But it doesn't have any. Hopefully, it doesn't fucking leak. It doesn't have any.
You didn't try
gasket
the
or
hose?
No, because he said don't wash your car for 24 hours.
Oh,
so I'm like, fuck. I mean, and they even said don't slam the door real hard.
Oh yeah, because air compression.
Yeah, it'll pop it out.
Shit.
Which I think is fascinating. But he said there's two different kinds of glue. Another thing, I learned all kinds of shit from these guys. Two different kinds of glue. One's a 30-minute set, and one's a 6-hour set.
Oh boy!
So if you ever see people driving around with the tape, that's like the longer set.
Is that
they're just preventing it from sagging?
Is that a charge discrepancy to the warranty or something? Is there a reason why you would opt for one or the other?
No, I think it just depends on what you use. I don't know.
Huh.
But
I'm just now thinking about the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And Thursday afternoon, just above my anklet height sock, I end up with 7 to 10 fucking mosquito bites.
Really?
Yes.
Last Thursday?
The last couple weeks at this time.
Oh, like here during when we're doing the show?
Yeah, while I'm sitting here in shorts and my anklet socks.
And they love
I get bit to shit, and now I can't unknow that I should be tapping or something.
You need wipers on your ankles.
Yes.
That just they're intermittent.
They just work from vibration.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, MyQ.
Yeah.
Have you tested your MyQ on your watch in a while?
No. Is it working?
Yes.
Way better?
Yes.
Let me do it right now.
Flawlessly.
Really?
Well, it did. I think we left for a walk and we were complaining about it because I think the last time I mentioned it, it was like a thing. At some point in the last 3 weeks, I think they updated the software. So when I went to do it on my watch, it prompted me to do something on my phone.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, here we go. Like, what does this mean? But on my phone, there was a small... Oh, there you go. On my phone, there was a small little plus. It was like, are you trying to connect your Apple Watch? And I went, oh, yes.
I have seen that before.
And I did it was 1-2 presses, and I really wasn't paying attention, which is my fault. But I'm like, okay, is it re-authenticating my watch to push through my phone, and I'm going to have to do this every fucking time? And I'm like, beep, beep, yes, yes. And then it came up on my watch, and I went, oh, well, okay, hit it, and the garage door worked. It has worked flawlessly ever since.
I got to a point where I just stopped using the watch app.
Yeah, I uninstalled it from my watch.
Oh.
I'm like, it does nothing. Like, all it does is tell me to log in to the app on my phone. Like, fucking.
I wouldn't even get that far. I would just launch it and it would just get that spin. That's what I was showing you.
Yeah.
That's where I would get is just the spin.
Yes. Now it
and
works.
then it would
It's
never,
happy.
never, ever log in. So it did just log in.
Yeah.
So that's promising.
I think they did the fixing at some point magically. I don't know.
All right. Well, hopefully it works a little better with Siri too, because sometimes with Siri, you would say open whatever door, and then she would be like, "Fuck you."
God, boy, I've missed this one for weeks. So, the Midjourney, the AI picture stuff.
The Midjourney.
So Midjourney. So you know what ChatGPT is?
Yeah.
Like the AI chatbot. The whole thing. We'll generate whatever. Midjourney is an AI bot
Okay.
that generates photos, pictures, images,
Yeah.
like ChatGPT does for like text.
For writing.
Right. So you give Midjourney a sequence of prompts, and then it kicks out a net new image based off of the prompts and the stylized design that you want. And this goes back like 3-4 weeks when so I just went through this with Argonaut because I think Mariah, I don't remember which daughter, and I'm sorry about that, was working on something for ASL, an ASL badge or presentation, and so he needed, or she needed some Adobe Illustrator work done. So I'm working with images, and I'm like, man, I got this story, but I've been waiting to tell it. So he just heard it, but now so here's how it goes. So you provide it prompts, and it'll do illustrations, cartoons, cinematic stuff, photography, real world like photography, ultra realistic shit.
Is this it right here?
I think so.
Is it?
It's a Discord app.
Oh, a Discord.
It eventually it'll push you to like a Discord. It looks like ASCII text if you're in the right spot.
Okay, yeah. All right, I'm there.
So
okay.
And you can join the Discord and you can put in prompts as long as there are free CPU cycles available.
Uh-huh.
But usually they are gone by midday. So if you you can create your own shit if you can get in before the free cycles have.
So they have a limited amount of free cycles.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you can get done what you want to get done before those are gone, you don't have to pay for anything. But there are various tiers of subscription services that allow you to generate at X amount of things.
Right.
I can't remember why I got back into it. I think I read a news article like in the content space that I'm in. It was probably something like ways that I'm using AI to generate money. It was probably pretty close to something like that.
Yeah.
And there's a couple like blog AIs that are like spin-offs or iterations of ChatGPT. But then there's this one that people are using on Etsy. Basically, you cute cat anime sticker, and then it starts generating these like random, and then you give it like a scene, and then it'll generate an image, and then people are taking these images and then putting them on Etsy shops, and you buy it, and they print the stickers on, print the images on stickers, and then they send you the thing. And they're not having to be artists. They're just generating prompts. The Midjourney bot kicks out the images, and you buy it. So now you are vendors are completely removing the digital artist from the equation because they're using prompt generated AI pictures. to do these things. So I think I'm on this Discord so I'm like punching around. So I think the first thing I did was a bipedal cat wielding 2 swords.
Okay.
And it kicks ultra realistic. And this shit, it looked like Puss in Boots, but a real cat. Like, blew my mind. I'm like, oh, okay.
You're like, this isn't going to give me what.
Yeah, right. But then I start getting apprehensive because you're on this public, there are multiple channels of this Discord server. And so you're in this public space.
So you're requesting the stuff within Discord.
Yes.
And then the stuff gets generated and posted in the Discord?
Correct.
So everyone sees.
Everyone sees. If you become a paid subscription tier,
yeah,
you can add the Midjourney bot to your Discord server, and then you can do it in private. However, all requests are like archived in a public forum, but just not in the Discord in front of people that are actively watching. So you can't get around the part where there is actually a public record of your request, but you can at least remove yourself from doing it on the public Discord server. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll pay for low tier and fuck around and find out. So I do that because then now I'm getting apprehensive about, like, well, what can I put in here for?
And also, who's looking at my shit?
Right. Yeah, maybe I didn't type in the cat right, and fuck you. And then, like, someone might regenerate my samurai cat, and I'll be like, fuck you, man. The cat's my idea, kind of thing. Not that guy's probably...
I mean, you've already got yours, though.
Right. But
so, I mean,
I don't know how to sell it. But if some guy like, oh, yeah, this will sell, and like all of a sudden below mine, 5 posts, I see some other dude, and like he's going to go sell it on Etsy stickers or some shit.
So this is interesting to me because now you're in a situation where you've had a tool generate art for you, and you're the copyrighted owner of the artwork?
No.
Oh, you're not?
No. You can use it... I don't recall 100% to the rules in which how much money you can make before it becomes... I think if you become a paid thing, you're allowed to use the image to generate revenue, and if you're not a paid person, you can use it to generate up to a certain value. But I'm not.
So it's based on what?
Yes,
what
I don't think you can get in
worth.
there and get the free shit and then sell it for thousands upon thousands of dollars without at some point owing someone or someone probably coming if they wanted to be retentive. Like it's not.
We're coming for you, man.
Right. So I'm paying, but I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to do this in the public forum, so I'm going to go to my Discord server and add the bot. So then I'm cranking through like a couple of, like, I'm interested to see how realistic it can make people.
Okay.
Like a person. And at that point in time, the girls come in and they're like, make a dude.
Oh.
Make a dude.
Make a veiny penis guy.
Veiny, like, yes. muscle bound guy. So we're going through iterations of like but I had to put a twist on it so it didn't make me feel awkward that my daughter's like oogling over 2% body fat ripped Wolverine replicas.
Right.
I like put the prompt for guy in a bee costume. So he had like little wings in an enchanted forest, I think. So I put like a whimsical spin on it so they weren't too jaw-droppingly gorgeous.
Right.
They were decent. They were like, oh, fucking okay.
Wow.
So I cranked through a couple things, and then it was like, well, I don't know the quality of the image that you get is relative to the prompts you give the AI. So I went after the shenanigans with the Venus and Piper. I went back into the main Discord of the Midjourney Discord itself to watch like other people who were publicly like iterating on stuff.
Yeah.
There were a lot more illustrations than realistic stuff. So I had been scrolling for a good 30 minutes, and I ran across some guy, like I was telling Argonaut, my prompts were like 2 to 3 sentences at best to get the images that I was getting. After scrolling for 30 minutes or so, I run across this person that had a full-blown paragraph describing this image that he wanted. And it was one I had posted in our Discord like weeks ago. It was, I want to say it was like Jamaican battle scene, ultra-realistic war something.
I saw that.
And the 4 images that this guy got from this prompt were, I shit you not, could have been shot from a Michael Bay movie scene or a God, who was the guy that did the Gladiator movie? Anyway, irrelevant. It looked like a battle scene shot from a red camera with like some depth of field shenanigans going on, with a full scene of an army behind these 4 Jamaican gentlemen, dreadlocks, the skin tones were perfect, the light bouncing off the skin, it didn't look plastic, there was no uncanny valley. If you would have told me that these 4 pictures with a Jamaican man leading an army were real men, real actors, I would have went, well, of course, those are real people. But fake, 100% fake. Fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating what they're doing with that.
So I watched recently, speaking of AI, I watched recently a news piece where he was interviewing this woman, and they were talking about voice-generated AI.
Okay.
Which is you speak some sample words into this system, and then you type whatever you want it to say, and it sounds just like you.
Yeah.
And then the example that they had was they had her voice on sample, right?
Mm-hmm.
She called her mom and had a conversation with her mom using the computer and didn't say a word to her. And her mom had no idea.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
No idea. And then before she was, sorry, mom, don't hang up. Did you not know that was not me? No. I thought that was you. It wasn't you. No. Yeah, that was a computer that was talking to you. Oh, no, that sounded just like you.
Oh, yeah, I believe it, 100%.
That shit's scary.
The stuff, I think they're still a little bit off because I ran across something that was using AI-generated avatars with AI-generated speech from text.
Okay.
The text-to-speech and vocalizations, I think they're damn near imperceptible.
Yeah.
I still think they've got a little ways to go, at least whatever this bot was that I was watching, in the mouth mimicry of the actual vocal sounds was still off. You could tell that things weren't synced correctly. But if you were to take the image completely out of the...
Which is what they were doing.
Right.
Yeah.
You would not know. Like the stuff that I've listened to in the last month or so, like they're doing like Biden and Trump and Obama,
right?
Like in like game situations. If you don't look, or in the way that those are presented, they're just like the avatars of the guys with like a gaming headset on. As a voice chat mimicry, they're 90% there. Easy. There's still some hiccups in like a syllable displacement or where a breath would clearly go. Yeah, and so your human ear picks up on like how the string of a sentence would go, but it's not placed right. You're
right.
Like at some point in there,
it's unnatural.
You would have to breathe, and he didn't. But it's close.
Yeah.
It's very close. And where I'm starting to see particularly the image stuff, I make jokes about this all the time. Like I tend to house music. Like when I go to the gym, like some like deep house and trance stuff are things that I like to listen to while I'm working out. But those are also notorious for bikini girls, like as far as thumbnails, because it's like all young and shuffle dance,
young and hip and
bullshit and Daisy Dukes and whatever.
I mean, Daisy Dukes are fine.
Yeah, I love Daisy Dukes.
Yeah.
Hashtag I love my wife. But the thumbnails are all like jerk material type of stuff. In the past, these are all real women in Ibiza on some rich Russian guy's yacht, like in bikinis, like very well gifted specimens of women and men make up these thumbnails. I am starting to see AI generated, and they're even advertising like in the thing, like Deep House remix with AI girl thumbnails and AI girl not a deck, photo slides of AI women in bikinis.
Well, I think you need to generate our thumbnail for the show for YouTube using this method.
I thought that's funny you would mention that. Didn't I? Oh, last week's? Yes, I sent you a thing like YouTube recommended. Maybe I didn't hit enter. YouTube is now recommending.
Oh,
yes,
I think you did. Yeah.
YouTube now kicks out a recommendation for the name of your video that you want to upload based off of the
dialogue,
the summary, the dialogue, and then how it captions the entire length of the transcript, and then it kicks out and it wanted us to call it something in HVAC.
Self-care and HVAC
yes,
or
that's
something?
What it was. Yeah. Self-care and HVAC.
Which is funny because, I mean, that's kind of what we'd already sort of...
It was pretty... I
think it was called How Do You Self-Care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we talked about...
Well,
I mean, it nailed it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just... you could try it this week and do an AI-generated thumbnail for the video.
Okay.
Just to see what it comes up with.
Two guys on a... Yeah. Oh, I'll do it.
With headsets and a microphone or whatever.
Sitting at a table in a garage, talking on a podcast about... and it'll see.
Yeah, just see...
Just see
what. Yeah. And if it's cool, you can use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like,
it's like we're not getting paid. So.
Yeah. I'm looking at this right now, like, oh, maybe we could do some other kind of artworky stuff.
You can, and it's so to tidy up the bow on the. So, who was I talking with? It might have been Argonaut. I can't remember the. I mean, so when you see. I mean, as far as Instagram and content creators, there is a whole genre of like women and men that are just models that go to these places. They're influencers, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of that monetization of your body plays out in thumbnails and slide decks and but when but that requires paying a model, that requires of paying a photographer, that requires a set or renting a space, a photography studio, or being on a boat and having someone that knows shit from apple butter as far as what a shutter does or kind of shit like lighting. If I can generate blonde, fucking rave women, neon lights, beach Ibiza, and get clickbait women and men for free.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
I just completely excised
an industry
of models.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
It's bonkers.
Part of the handiness of the tool is you can now, I think they just unrolled this in the last 60 to 90 days. You can give it an image and ask it to tell you what it would use as prompts to get you close to the place. What did I give it a couple days ago? There was some music channel was like, I don't know how they're cranking out, because you can't say some like lewd things. You can't big boobs, big dick kind of thing. You can't get like images like that. Oh my God, mosquitoes! I hope not fucking tap dance under here. But there are some now, and they may be any number of Midjourney knockoffs that are doing that, but I don't know what they are, and I don't have the cycles to go looking for what these fucking are. But some of these music channels that I follow to click on to then go play at the gym, they're using AI, but they're also very busty Asian women. I'm like, I'm just curious, to what end are you getting around the allowing?
So there's some workaround.
They're getting something.
Yeah.
They're prompting it with something that's at least somehow getting them a
specific look.
Right.
Yeah.
That has a busty woman.
Right.
I'm like, I would just like to know for science how they're pulling that off. And at no point is anything involving the chest. I think it has to do with how they're describing the women and what they're wearing. And a lot of times it has to do with corset or leather and anime. And I think because the AI understands anime,
the look of anime
and manga, and those are allowed. And then if this one of 4 that you generated me had subjects, whether it's a guy with a close to a 6-pack or he has a close-fitting tank top, and the other 3 don't. If you click the one with the 6-pack and the tank top, or give me something closer to this, then it gives you 4 guys in tank tops with 6-packs. You're like, aha, here we go. Now I want a blonde guy.
So you're saying based on images that you would upload, right? You're saying that this is where you would upload a picture that has a sample.
I paused my YouTube music stream with one of these slide splashes of these like Asian women fighting in a urban battlefield, but they're wearing like leather and the zippers halfway down, and these are very like, okay, so I'm curious now that I can reverse engineer it, how are they getting here? And clearly they mention nothing about measurements.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they've clearly and it all had to do with like,
you got to point it into a direction,
right? And I
thing.
think, and who knows how many iterations they had to get. Like, okay, yeah, but no, I need a bigger.
This is closer.
Bigger cup size.
Yeah,
and bigger cup size on these 4. So who knows? But now I get it. It's like, you don't have to specify. You're just.
You just got to know where to focus the Xerox machine.
Exactly. Like focus, zoom, and enhance. Fascinating tool, though. Like one of the money-making things you can do, generating photographer backdrops. It's a very popular thing on Etsy. You go to a studio and you pull down a hardwood, backdrop mat, kind of thing, and it looks like a shiplap or something.
Yeah. Or a green screen.
Right.
Or...
You skip it.
Yeah.
You don't need a studio. If you're shooting on a green screen, the popular thing on Etsy is to do bridal photos or maternity photos. And so the hot ticket is to have an all white prompt with swans and flowers and marble. And you get these angel wings, gorgeous backdrops, super ornate Grecian type of goddess type of stuff. And as long as you are you don't even have to be super decent at Photoshop anymore. Its AI knows way more than I'll ever have skills for. You get close, remove background, paste. And you've removed the need for a photographer to be in a studio. You can buy for $5.95 a suite of 12 professional backdrops. Like, bink.
That's amazing.
It's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. That whole photography on its own, super transformational.
I know. I'm going to try and set that up and play with it because it sounds, as a photographer myself, it sounds really interesting.
Yeah. I'll show you, because I think the only one I really showed you was the Jamaican set. But I had a full, and I don't even know if Argonaut was interested in it. I'm like, hey, man, do you have 5 minutes for a story? He's like, I got to go get fingerprinted, but okay. Hashtag I love you, Argonaut. And I'm like, cool. Anyway, so here's the story. Like, picture A, picture B, picture C.
35 minutes later.
Like, and then I didn't, I was spot on. I was 5 minutes. He can go back and look at the things. It was like 5.5 minutes. And then I'm like, so then I run across this thing, and it was a paragraph involving this Jamaican. Here's the money shot. And he's like, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Like, fascinating. That, God,
That's really cool.
It is. It's like, it would have been super handy when I was a lot more into, one, web design, two, I was a lot better with Photoshop and Illustrator. Like in my peak prime of leveraging Adobe products, having a tool like this, man, would have been so cool to have.
Everything's so trivial now.
Even some of the pictures when the kids were younger, like taking them to studios like Venus, I probably would have been, I'm going to put them in a whole thing like on Cybertron with and Star Wars. Making backgrounds like that.
Yeah.
Or could you imagine, like, I would kill to be in high school or middle school having to make the diorama shoeboxes, because the stuff that I would put on the sides to line the shoeboxes to make like scenes. Like
bonkers.
Oh, the abs! I would go balls.
Yeah.
Just, so cool. It's, as a nerd, it's very cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm gonna play with that at some point.
You can play with, well, not with me. Play with yourself. Playing with it.
I can play with myself.
Midjourney. Me playing with myself in a bowl of macaroni.
I think a lot of the video stuff that you're starting to see that's become a lot pretty prevalent is pretty scary, because people just believe it, right?
Yes.
It looks so real that it's believable. And how do you know? You don't know unless someone has pointed it out.
Yes.
That's fucking wrong. And then even then, a lot of people still won't believe it.
Yeah. The deep fake stuff, which is it's pretty close, and it's off the shelf, consumer accessible at this point. They had you saw the we're at the tail end. You watched the Mandalorian, yes?
Oh yeah.
So the ending scene with the whatever. I'm not even care about spoilers. The ending scene with a young Luke Skywalker. Disney did an okay job. Some dude from the internet used Mark Hamill footage, de-aged, way better, with off-the-shelf tech, and I'm pretty sure they ended up hiring him months later.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating.
To do stuff. Like, given a professional with the tools in some of the prosumer apps, and they know what they're doing, you don't have to be Lucasfilm. You don't have to be Disney or
not anymore.
Working at Fox or not
Or
anymore.
Pixar.
Or Paramount or whatever,
Yeah.
James Cameron type of shit. Well, maybe James Cameron, because the fucking Avatar stuff was amazing. The deep fake stuff that's truly focused with some resources is very scary.
Yeah.
Very scary and very close.
Yeah.
Dangerous tech.
Yeah.
Double-edged sword.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really cool to make backdrops,
it's
but not
real cool technology, but at the same time, it's gonna hurt somebody.
at some point.
Yeah.
I'm particularly susceptible. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Everyone knows what I'm talking. Yeah.
I know what you're
The
saying.
susceptible demographics, impressionable ones
Yeah.
that just need to hear trigger words.
Yeah.
And fucking let's go.
And believe just about anything.
I'm getting my guns. Storming the Capitol. Oh, fuck. Cat's out of
Wait,
the
what?
bag. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of something else.
Return the cart. Anyway, we weren't totally. Wow, I can't believe I finally got the Midjourney.
I'm gonna check that out. Sounds really intriguing.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I said, and you can fuck around with it for free. You just got to catch it when it's free.
Yeah.
And I think it cycles through every day. Anyway.
All right.
On that note, you should, of course, return the cart.
Yeah. Check your oil, Tony.
Wash your hands.
Wash your ass.
Keep up to date on your shots.
Make the call if you need to.
Register to vote.
Do the kindness.
Pick up a broom.
Pick up a broom.
And we'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.